Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with today's trading action. All right, now the US CPI has come and gone, slightly better numbers, puts the yen on the back foot, as we've seen. Now, the other important news is Trump and Putin coming together with Zelensky, potential, peace in the Ukraine war. Anything could happen, but there's a lot of positive vibes going on here, especially in the euro, right? So euro starting to benefit from the positive talks about a potential ceasefire, end of the Ukraine war. So euro going up, right? It's going to take sterling with it, Aussie, and also the Kiwi, right? A little bit against the sort of slight stronger numbers that we had out of the US CPI numbers, and it was a bit of a reason why the retracement was so large yesterday as well. Okay, so we are starting to see the dollar just drift down, right? The dollar index there is, well, euro is 58% of the basket. So if euro's going up, the dollar index is going down basically. Dollar Swiss doesn't really know what's going on. Yen just is doing its own thing, right? Weak, strong dollar, whatever you want to call it. It's a weak yen situation. It's just moving topside. And we do have dollar CAD, well, still drifting sideways with a slightly weaker tone on the back of this euro move, right? So everything at the moment, you can actually sort of put your money on this. Euro is the reason why the dollar's falling at the moment, and it's taking all the other pairs with it, right? Depending on which way they're quoted against the dollar. So you look at the opportunities now, right? And it's like, yeah, it's neither here nor there. So the US inflation numbers, 97% chance of no change, right? There's no change from the Fed. That is really locked in after those US numbers. The global markets, just having a look at this, you know what? The US Treasury yields are still up, right? This is on the back of the fundamentals, right? What we're seeing at the moment behind the scenes is, equities up, and it's like a risk-on profile. Euro, sterling, Aussie, Kiwi up, and the dollar down. This is primarily on the basis of Trump trying to get a deal to end the Ukraine war, and it looks positive at this stage, right? Weirder things have happened. Coming into where the opportunities are today, right? Now, like if we hadn't have had Trump sorting out the Ukraine war situation, then I would be saying, you know what, strong dollar is still in there, right? And I'll be looking to sell euro, sterling, Aussie, Kiwi. But that picture has changed with this geopolitical event. Now, momentum is dollar down, the rest of them up. So today, you know what? I'd be looking at these numbers, and there's a whole bunch of them, right? Services, PMI, get the GDP estimate, of course, manufacturing output, right? Keep an eye on that. That's a sort of decent number. But then you've got all these other components: construction, industrial output, the GDP prelim quarter-on-quarter numbers. There's a lot of things to do. So would I be sort of sitting there watching that? It wouldn't be a bad idea if you are in the European time zone or at the end of the Asian day. You could sort of tune into that. But you've got to decipher. What we're looking for is an overall net strength or weakness. Right now, strength goes with the short-term trend, right? So this action with Putin and Zelensky and Trump trying to sort out the Ukraine war, positive tone on Europe, it's taken sterling with it, right? So sterling now looks pretty good topside, okay? But this is the thing, right? You don't have to sort of overthink it, because I come back in here and I'm looking at the overall structure of what's going on. Now, at the moment, I've updated the clock there, 4 a.m. London time. I've just updated this. So you can see there's no real uniformity across the currencies at the moment. As we go into London, we might start to see a bit of a shift in the momentum, right? Long-term trend is not going to change, right? These things have been going down for some time and are still on the downside of the trend. But we might start to see a few things shape up. Hard to see. What I would be doing, because you look at the majors, right, and you're like, yeah, that looks a bit tricky. We still have dollar yen out on its lonesome. It is just bullish, right? It may not be going up, but everything tells me it might be having a breather right at the moment. But you know what? It will start to sort of move topside once it gets going, because the short-term and long-term trends are all pointing higher. Now, just because sterling has a bit of a mixed sort of bag here, right? You would expect that against the dollar. So what you should be doing is have a look at the sterling crosses, right? You might find some crosses in there that do have good setups and are a little bit more conducive to an upside move if we get stronger UK data. Now, I have updated next week's UK inflation rate, the next live trading event. You can click on that and reserve your seat now. Dollar yen, still the best trading pair, right? You just can't deny it. Objectively, going up short term. Short-term momentum is sort of down at the moment, but long-term and long-term momentum all up tells me this thing is bullish, right? We are bullish dollar yen at the moment. The rest of them, well, it's not here nor there. Now, we don't have the data here for next week's UK inflation numbers, so just sit back and relax. I'll talk about this next week. Usually each week there's one core theme, right? This week it was the US CPI. Next week it'll be UK CPI, and that's the sort of way the markets flow. All right, so if you check the live sessions, you'll be able to see the updated schedule next week. We're back to a Q&A on all things trading. Everyone can join that presentation. You've also got the UK inflation rate there as well to rip your teeth into. All right, so that's where we are, guys. It's a bit of a situation where you do want to sit back, have a look at what's going on, understanding why things are going up and going down is important. We've already identified that yen is the best instrument out of all of them. And you can sort of see why. Most of them are a dog's breakfast, except for dollar yen, which is just going up. Okay, then and it won't. And just on that too, it won't just go up like 100 points or 200 points every day. It'll go up, drag sideways for a day and a half, and then go up another 100 again. Right? That's the way it sort of moves. That's it, guys. Check out the sterling crosses if you are having a look at the data. And once again, for those traders who do want to have a look, these are your ranges of the data, right? Very important if you are having a look at those. Okay, guys, have a good one. All the best. Cheerio.